Pistons started the week with a rematch of the NBA finalists, and despite a strong first half, found a worthy opponent in the Lakers. 2 nights later in Chicago, Air notched 32, but the Pistons notched a win. Back in November, Cotton Fitzsimmons and the Suns hosted the champs. The Pistons responded with an 8-point road win. Tonight, Phoenix looks to return the favor in snow country. From the Palace of Auburn Hills, Pass Sports continues its coverage of the world champion Pistons. Tonight, Cotton Fitzsimmons and his favorite Suns set on the Palace.
All right, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the small forward spot for Detroit. Dennis Rodman again gets the call.
Well, I guess the one good thing about Dennis starting is that he will be matched up against Tom Chambers. Tom Chambers creates tremendous problems for you defensively. Dennis can handle it if anybody can. He has to stay out of foul trouble tonight, though.
All right, next door at the big forward spot, James Edwards gets his 30th consecutive start.
Edwards has played so well. Offensively, he has been very, very consistent. Maybe the most consistent offensive Piston over the last month. We'll look for more of that tonight.
And who would have thought that at this portion of his career? Talk about Mr. Steady, Bill Laimbeer, who was 7 of 8 from the floor against the Bulls.
Yeah, that was really important. He spreads the defense so well when he's hitting the shot from outside. He has to make Mark West come to him, and he has to neutralize Mark West on the other end of the floor.
In the backcourt, Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars, again, with his hands full. He'll be matched up a little bit against Dan Marley sometime tonight, and also against Hornacek. It's a tough evening for Joe Dumars. He'll have to work both ends also.
And running the show, Isaiah Thomas.
Always a key matchup whenever these two teams get together. Isaiah Thomas and Kevin Johnson, two of the quickest guards, two of the best offensive guards and best passing guards in basketball, a game within a game.
All right, kind of a weird setup up front for this club. Kurt Rambis actually plays more like a power forward, and yet he's shorter than Tom Chambers.
Now, we'll find out exactly how they match up offensively and defensively. This club is 10-0 since Kurt Rambis took over as a starter, 16-4 since he's been here. He's great chemistry, great glue for this lineup.
And again, much taller. Tom Chambers, 2 inches taller, but yet he actually plays more like a small forward.
As I mentioned, Tom causes a lot of problems for you in matchups because he's too fast for big forwards and too tall for small forwards. They look to isolate him in a mismatch all night long.
All right, in the middle, a real banger, Mark West.
Mark West has been one of the keys to this club's resurgence. He's averaged about 12 rebounds and 12 points a game in this 10-game winning streak, and he is there every single night. You got to keep him off the blocks.
All right, a very underrated backcourt. Jeff Hornacek, their big guard.
Another guy who's nearly perfect as a shooter. He's shooting about 54%. Over the last 10 games, he's shooting about 59%. I mean, this whole team has really come together. Hornacek gives him a great outside shot, good three-point shooter as well.
And their point guard, perhaps the quickest, at least end to win at that position in the league right now.
Yeah, the key for Kevin Johnson is getting into the lane, so the Pistons will try and deny him that, but he's also a very good outside shooter. That's the problem that he creates for the guards on the other ends.
All right, now, if you're figuring Tom is going to say the point guard matchup is the key matchup tonight, you are wrong.
Well, that's only because of the resurgence I mentioned. Why say resurgence? I should say the surgence of Mark West. He's been so effective scoring, which he never did really before. He's been blocking an awful lot of shots. You've got to get him away from the boards, particularly on the offensive end, because he gets a lot of his points on garbage.
All right, here we go with the opening tap. James Edwards against Mark West. Edwards easily wins it, and we're underway. Pistons come into the ball game atop the Central by a half game at 27-14. They're 17-3 here. Suns on the road are 8-9. Edwards fades from West. Misfires, rebound Rambis. That's the shot that James has been knocking down with uncanny regularity in the last 4 to 5 weeks.
So all 5 purple shirts around the defensive boards that time. Have to watch for that. They've been out rebounding teams by an average of 10 a game during this streak.
Yeah, it's really some amazing statistics they're rolling up during this 10-game streak. They were a 500 club when Rambis was inserted into the starting lineup. They have yet to lose. West switches on Isaiah. That leaves Edwards for the easy layup. Missed it. Fires it in. Kevin Johnson, lightning quick, was injured earlier in the season. That slowed this club down. Chambers denied by Rodman. Good D by Dennis. Forced that air ball. Rodman left wing. Isaiah crossover on Kevin Johnson. Comes up shy. Rebound Rambis. Rambis, the ex-LA Laker and Charlotte Hornet. Came to this club in exchange for Armand Gilliam and also some draft picks involved in that deal as well. Rodman pulls down the rebound off Kevin Johnson's miss. Phoenix guards are back. Dumars fires and miss.
That's a big one for Joe. You always watch his first couple of shots. He's not feeling well. You can tell it by watching him. He came out here to warm up with a sweatshirt on underneath his warm-ups.
Kevin Johnson off a mammoth screen. Misfires. Rebound Laimbeer. Kicks it out quickly to Isaiah. Pistons looking to go up 6-zip. He takes it inside. Was stripped. And it's still Detroit ball. I saw Joe this morning at the radio station. He does a once-a-week show on WRIF, and he was feeling it. He just kind of moving in slow motion, saying, I can't shake this thing.
It's an epidemic around the league right now, Fred.
Worse than in previous years, you think?
Oh, it just has hit a lot of teams right now. In fact, the trainers, I'm talking to Mike Ebdenauer the other day, said all the trainers around the league have 2 or 3 guys on each team. 1 or 2 of them are almost incapacitated. Another couple of guys are really struggling to get over the hump.
There you see the all-time numbers. Offensive foul on Kurt Rambis.
A moment ago, you saw the first foul on Dennis Rodman. That's an important thing to watch. Dennis has his hands full with Chambers, and you can see how he's been able to neutralize him so far in the game, but he's got to be able to stay out of foul trouble. Chuck will pull him if he gets his second foul in the first half.
As you can see, Phoenix has gotten fat, not just at home, although they've played some easier road clubs. Orlando, Miami, Charlotte, this recent road trip, and Edwards with a jam. And I mean it kind of dunk. 6-0 Pistons.
That's the key. That's what you look for inside. Make them foul you to stop you.
And Cotton Fitzsimmons is going to talk it over a 20-second timeout. Let's see if Phoenix comes out fired up off that timeout. Kevin Johnson knocks it down.
Kevin has a good outside shot, and he gets up so high when he lets it go. He's very difficult even for bigger guards to stay with.
Isaiah had it knocked away by Johnson, but Kevin on the reach-in foul.
Phoenix foul, number 7, Kevin Johnson, as his first team is finished. At the line for Detroit, number 11, Isaiah Chambers. Isaiah shoots 2.
Well, we mentioned about the Phoenix road trip that has included Orlando, Miami, and Charlotte, which makes the LA Lakers road trip even more impressive in the fact they beat the Pistons and beat New York.
And remember when the Lakers took that similar trip earlier this year, remember how much trouble they had playing the expansion teams?
Yeah, they lost to Washington on that trip. They lost to Orlando.
Phoenix didn't just beat those teams. They murdered them.
They mauled them. Last night they whipped Charlotte 124-97. Chambers off the glass.
Tom can beat you in so many ways. He's a good post-up player, as you see, using his height. Excellent quickness.
A little foot pass to Edwards, has West on him. He's trying to create a shot. Has to force a bit and hit the tough one. That's where his 3-inch height advantage on West comes in handy. He's 3 for 5 now in shooting. 10 for Detroit. Chambers a bomb. Short. Laimbeer with a left-handed rebound. And his right arm blocked by West. Third board for Billy. Pass Dumars behind Rodman. Stolen by Hornacek. Here comes Phoenix. Chest pass to Johnson over Laimbeer. Off the glass. Pretty.
That's a tough little shot. When you're on the move, he was still sliding left in the air when he let that bank shot go. The only one in the country probably that put a lot of emphasis on that.
That pass. Hornacek stole it. Rodman came down to the low post, but hadn't set himself yet. Kevin Johnson fires it home, and it's 10-8. 6 for Kevin Johnson.
Isaiah's going to have his hands full with Kevin. Kevin was not, if you remember the last time these clubs got together, healthy. He was still recovering from a hamstring pull, which took away a little of the quickness.
Although that night he did score 21, but you're right, he wasn't quite the creator that he usually is. Rodman fouls it in. Ripped it right away from Rambis. Johnson darts inside and scores. A little miscommunication, I think, between Isaiah and Rodman that time, whether or not to make a switch or Isaiah to stay with him. And Johnson blew to the hole, 12-10. Kevin 4 of 6 shooting on it. Dumars, good strength inside. Missed it though. Rebound Rambis. Joey will make that 90% of the time. Just a little bit too much spin. Low post to West. Working on Laimbeer. Kind of clumsily puts it home. On to West. Edwards. Hit the shot. Having one of his best seasons in years. So consistent with the shot. Pistons by 2. Johnson blows inside to West. Right, Laimbeer. West got it back. Muscles it home. Pistons were lucky a foul on Sally wasn't called. So John Sally gets some minutes to small forward. West for a dunk. Good pass by Kevin Johnson. Pistons with the ball. We're tied. 4:20 to play in the first quarter. Isaiah lefty again. Everybody fell asleep in purple.
Well, he's taken Kevin Johnson off the dribble a couple of times. That's not the easiest thing to do against a guy that quick. Isaiah with a little hesitation, and boom.
There was no help for Johnson. Kevin Johnson arches and scores from 18 feet.
Somebody's going to have to step out. They're running a little two-man game. And the man who's setting that screen, his man defensively, is going to have to step up and show a little bit, keep Kevin Johnson from just moving over a half a foot and taking the jumper.
Isaiah again left-handed. Finds Dumars. Good. Joey D with his second field goal. Here comes Phoenix. Chambers for the dunk. Long loping strides of Chambers. Didn't even have to put the ball on the floor.
We talked about the transition defense, and we went over the tips early, and you're seeing it not exactly there the last couple of times down.
Dumars hit it again. Perfect shot in rhythm. In the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press, Friday, February 9th. Isaiah again scores on the left-handed drive. That's the 4th time we've seen him do it. And he says, why not?
That's the second foul on Kevin Johnson also, so Cotton's going to have to do something to counter that. It's Edwards and Thomas.
2:53 to play in the first quarter. We have a timeout. The Pistons have regained the lead, 24-20. Sally stayed on his feet. 5 on the shot clock. They're playing Chambers for 3. Missed terribly. Rebound Laimbeer. Isaiah down the lane for 2. A little showtime move behind the back. 26-20. Instead, that time he stayed outside the arc. Hornacek. 3-pointer misfired. Rebound Laimbeer. That was a man's board. 7 rebounds already for Billy. Averages 9 a game. Side left wing. Lost the handle. Had to roll off his palm. Otherwise, it would have been an easy 2 on a dunk. Ramis doesn't like to shoot out there. He got in trouble. Chambers couldn't bail him out. Sally finds Isaiah with Edwards. 2 on 3. Wisely held it up. Laimbeer. Now he finds him. Too strong in the 3 try. West for the rebound. Working our way toward a minute to play in the opening quarter. Pistons by a half dozen. Chambers isolated. 2.
Chambers did a good job to get open. He came through and hammered Sally with a forearm right under the chin, right in front of the referee. Sally backed off a second, and then Chambers went and found his spot. They missed one there.
Vinnie Johnson curled off the pick. Dumps to Edwards. Sights it. Short. Rebound, and Laimbeer lost it. Then got it back.
Laimbeer's matched up on Chambers, and he's had good position on him both times we've seen it in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, he's stronger than Chambers. He'll win that battle most times. Hornacek slops it up. He wanted a foul call. Laimbeer saved it. Pistons by 6 with the ball. Vinnie Johnson, nobody stops it. Blocked by Hornacek from behind. Edwards fights it up. West knocked it down. Marley comes out of the pack. Looks at the clock. Here comes Phoenix on the run. They can work it for the final shot. They don't. Chambers takes the shot instead.
Boy, they missed 2 different fouls down there that time. The Piston bench is up and going crazy. It's a little wild and free on both ends. There have been some fouls that they've let go on both sides, not just against the Piston fans.
So at least they're being consistent. Final shot of the quarter, Isaiah. Darts inside, scores, he's fouled.
That was not as serious a foul. It was one. It wasn't as serious as ones we've seen get away, but Chuck's been working him pretty well last couple times down. Watch the contact. Isaiah takes it inside, turns his back to protect the ball. It's a little bang on the back from West.
He is really going to that left hand tonight, and it's paying dividends.
See that move around the screen by Laimbeer, way up high, and no one closed the lane. 2.8 seconds left. Watch the long pass.
Marley gets off the shot. And that'll do it for one quarter of basketball. So Isaiah Thomas with a 13-point first quarter, lifting the Pistons to a lead of 31-24. That's their biggest bulge as they try to snap Phoenix 10-game winning streak. We'll be back. And Bill Laimbeer with 10 first-quarter rebounds, helping the Pistons to a 15-11 lead in that department. Andrew Lang is out there for the first time tonight for Phoenix. There's number 28. He's up front with Rambis and Chambers.
Big bucket. It's a big one. If Chicago should lose that, then the Pistons only need one game this weekend for the coaches to coach the All-Star game. I know they'd love to do it.
Laimbeer, it's nothing but net. Billy has 4. It is 34-26. Hornacek off the pick by Chambers. Misfires this time. Vinnie Johnson high for the rebound. Kicks it out quickly to Dumars. Looking at Hornacek. Jumps over. And the Pistons go up 10 in 11 minutes. Chambers is inside and scores. Feathery touch for a guy who is 6'10". And it's 36-30. We'll review the starting All-Stars for you when we get a chance. Bedford, mid-post, tough to right.
A good shot. I think that you saw an indication of how the players are starting to feel about Bedford's talent. They ran that play for him. Laimbeer forced it in to get it to him.
Chambers short, good hustle rebound by Marley. Found Chambers again. Marley for 3. He hit it.
Big shot. Can't fall asleep on Marley.
38-33.
Only 22% from out there, but he was known as a good long-range shooter back in college.
Well, he's got the range. He just doesn't make a lot of them. Sally's pass knocked away by Marley. Here comes Phoenix. Left wing to the former Chippewa. Denied penetration by Vinny. Hornacek gets the shot. Against Dumars, he has 6, and Phoenix draws back within 3 now. Philadelphia's gone up by 19 over Chicago in the second quarter. That game was tied to start the second. 40-39. Kevin Johnson now with 14 points. Isaiah goes baseline again, kicks it out nicely to Edwards. 14-footer, in and out, tough break. James had a good look at it.
Good penetration by Isaiah, found the right man.
Phoenix looking to go in front. Johnson was fouled. That stutter step penetration of his.
He levels you off right there. That's that hesitation move. You watch him move those feet, and then he's just by you so fast. You really have to close quickly. Everybody on the floor has to be aware of where Kevin Johnson is, and that creates a lot of problems because you tend to cheat off your own man in order to help Isaiah guard Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, neither he or Isaiah enjoying defending the other guy tonight.
No. One thing they've been effective with, actually 2 things. One is just Kevin Johnson's flat-out great penetration, and secondly, they've run that 2-man game up top with Kevin Johnson and often Tom Chambers, and Johnson doesn't need very much room, as you mentioned, with that elevation. He gets it up and off so quickly. He's nailed a couple of those.
So Phoenix leads by 1. Vinny sends it to Edwards. Bad pass. Here comes Marley. 2-on-1, now 3-on-1. With Hornacek and Chambers. Hornacek with a left-handed layup.
Let Vinnie Johnson match up with Marley. Try and counter that quickness.
Sally, good step in there against Kevin Johnson. Really bogged that play down. 10 on the shot clock. Isaiah, a nice switch with Chambers. Phoenix really fouled up here. Johnson sails inside again, and he is fouled.
But it's real tough for a 6'11" guy to guard somebody as quick as Kevin Johnson, and it was a good foul call. You saw Edwards hit him across the shoulder.
So Johnson goes back to the line.
You can pick up a lot of fouls when you're acrobatic in the air, and Kevin Johnson's up in the air so long that he's able to show you the ball, bring it back, and take it to you from a different angle.
Yeah, had he just taken that straight to the hole, it would have been blocked. Johnson, a 79% free thrower, makes it a 45-40 Phoenix lead.
good execution on this play. Pistons have not been getting good shots.
Vinny wide open, now takes it inside. Missed it, Sally on the foul. Phoenix got no help defensively. 45-42, Isaiah exposed to the hole. So he was so successful out in the first quarter. He has 15 points. It's his first bucket since the first. He's 6 of 9 from the floor. Kevin Johnson isolated. Pass behind Marley, good save. Hornacek cutting through to get it from Chambers. Spins on Sally. John, good D. 5 on the shot clock. Hornacek has to hurry. Fires and scores. Hornacek, a guy who will not make many mistakes.
But defensively, he can be a tough player. He can shoot that much, I guess. A little away from the Pistons record of just over 26,000.
I knew you'd know that. Sally lost the handle and had it stuffed by Lang. That's Kevin Johnson. Bad feed. Tried to get it to Hornacek. Dumars steals. Sally dunks. John made no mistake on that one. And it is 51-49. That's a candidate for our great stuff of the game. Johnson. The Rambus wide open. His first shot from there. Anthony Cook out of Arizona, who's, as you probably know, in Europe. How's he doing, by the way? Have you heard?
Jack's going over to see him in a couple of weeks, Fred.
Kevin Johnson on a nice drive, left-handed shot.
That's one of the different things he can do when he gets within 5 feet. He's averaging about 20 a game, Cook is, and 12 rebounds. They're pretty much American numbers over in Europe. But they just felt that he could use that year to bulk up and get playing time as opposed to sitting on the bench watching over here.
Dumars spins for Hornacek. Shot.
Well, that was a big shot for Dumars. Phoenix in a position where they could run off to a big lead at half.
Kevin Johnson with the ball. He has 22 points. Had the shot, but he was off balance. Couldn't pull the trigger. Hornacek off a Lang screen. Missed the 3. That would have put him up 7. Dumars, partially blocked by Rambus. Isaiah had it stopped by Kenny Battle. Look at Kevin Johnson's numbers. 7 of 10 from the field, 8 of 8 from the free throw line.
Not a bad game.
No, he's had 12 points in this quarter to go with the 10 he had in the first quarter.
Well, now you know why they were a 500 club until he came back. Definitely an impact player. One of the real impact 6'1" players in all of basketball.
Signed a $2 million plus contract in the offseason.
Interesting. Everybody, when the trade was made, felt that Cleveland really robbed Phoenix because they picked up Larry Nance, and that was kind of the last piece of the puzzle there to make them a contending team. But Phoenix didn't do bad. They're sitting here with a couple of starters and Mark West and Kevin Johnson. They also had Tyrone Corbin, who you'll see tomorrow night in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's a trade that helped both clubs because Cleveland obviously had Mark Price, and they made a decision. Price, certainly one of the better point guards in basketball. Having a bit of an off year, but then Cleveland has missed the likes of Brad Daugherty and Nance early on. So Price has been forced to do a lot of extra scoring in Cleveland. 55-52 Phoenix. That's Johnson. Laimbeer helping out. Rambus set a screen. Johnson missed it though. Rebound, Laimbeer had it poked away. Here comes Vinny. Up the floor to Dumars. Sally on his right. Joey stops it. Missed it. Rebound, Sally. John kicks it back to Vinny at the foul line. And puts it down.
And Sally may have turned his ankle over. He's very gingerly walking up the court right now.
Yeah, he is really hobbling at the right ankle. And David Greenwood's going to replace him at the next stoppage. Rambus into the paint. Did he waltz or what? A little water bug out there for Phoenix now. Rambus, wing, and he hit it.
Those kill you. They're points from people that you don't expect to get them.
And from spots on the floor he wouldn't expect.
And he hit it with 35 to go, so Phoenix buys themselves another possession.
Greg Grant is just 5'7". He'll try to defend Isaiah, who's on the left corner. Battle defending Vinny Johnson. Laimbeer sets the pick. BJ darts inside, dumps. David Greenwood for the easy 2. 59-56 is the Phoenix lead. Rambus dumps inside, and Dumars steals at the horn.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the first half. With Phoenix 59,
So give the Suns some credit. They were down in a 10-point hole early in this quarter, but fought back, mainly because of Kevin Johnson's ability to get to the basket. And so at halftime, it is 59 Phoenix, 56 Detroit. Individual scoring leaders, Isaiah Thomas has 15, 13 of which came in the first quarter. Joe Dumars has 10. James Edwards has 8 on 4 of 12 shooting, and 2 others with 6, Laimbeer and Vinnie Johnson. Kevin Johnson leading the way with 22 points. He leads all scorers. He's 7 of 11 from the floor. Jeff Hornacek has 12 points. Chambers has 10, and Mark West has 6. Should note that Laimbeer has 12 first-half rebounds to lead everybody in that department.
Rodman only played 6 minutes in the first half.
They need Dennis minutes here in the second half. Chambers on a post-up, rattled it, rebound Laimbeer. Chicago was pulled within 9 of Philadelphia. Late in the third, they were down 19 at the half. Hornacek battling Dumars. Joe trying to back his way into a shot. Good ball fake. There was some contact and a late whistle.
It sure was.
And a foul.
There's many fouls as have been called in this game. They're not inclined to blow the whistle. See a lot of banging down here. Joe patient, gets it up. There's a contact, you might see. It's a shot ball short.
So it is Hornacek's second foul. Dumars over 90% from the line. He's 6th in the league in free throwing.
There you go again, trying to jinx the game.
Ramos on that pick. Rolled and got it. Takes it Laimbeer. Bad pass. Right to Isaiah. 2-on-2. See? For the lob.
Reverse jinx.
Yeah, right. You must be a lot of fun at no-hitters in baseball. Bill Laimbeer with a jumper.
Greenwood giving a little extra defense out there until his man comes down the floor.
Kevin Johnson missed a left-handed spinner. Rebound Laimbeer. 15 boards for Billy. Rodman lays it in from Isaiah. Rambis at the top. Short. Greenwood and Rodman share that rebound. Davis says, I want that. Said, I don't get a chance to get a lot of them. Give me that. Laimbeer for 3. And a 20-second Phoenix timeout. And he's played well all season, hasn't he? Really been consistent. Almost a double-double every night for him. Isaiah doing a better job defensively on Kevin Johnson in this quarter. Turnover, Dumars to Isaiah. Laimbeer tries another 3. Good again!
A 14-2 run right here, Fred. Keyed by great defense.
Isaiah behind Greenwood. Got it back from David. Pistons on fire in Phoenix now. We'll try to throw some water on it. Jeremy's postgame show will follow this ballgame. Rodman with a steal. Another turnover for Phoenix. They have 13. Look at the third quarter shooting. Suns have yet to hit a field goal. We've nearly played half of this quarter. Isaiah missed the baby hook. Greenwood battles for it. Rodman comes down with it. Pistons out working him. Rodman throwing that fist, and the crowd responding. 6:35 and counting in the third.
Good job by Greenwood, though, to keep that one alive, Fred.
Missed shot. David kept that alive, too, but Greenwood came down with it. Or, excuse me, Chambers did. And Phoenix has it. Kevin Johnson forced the shot.
That was a tough shot.
Well, that is a force to be reckoned with in the West. Isaiah. Suns have done a poor job tonight when the Piston guards have penetrated. They're just not getting any help from the big guy. Kevin Johnson knocks down Isaiah, no whistle. Marley from the right side, 2. Marley has 5, 74-67. When an opposing guard goes to the hole against Detroit, the Pistons have 2 or 3 big guys challenging. Not so for the Suns. Dumars cleaned up a shot. 76-67. 5:10 to play now in the third. Chambers wants it against Rodman. Doesn't get it. Marley does inside. Railroads Dennis. Offensive foul.
There was Dennis getting his obligatory one a game minimum. And watch the anticipation. Marley beats Greenwood here off the dribble. And as he makes the one step, there's Rodman. And I mean, he is planted. Amazing.
Came from nowhere. Fourth foul on the former CMU star.
Rodman never has his number retired. You might as well just paint it on the floor.
Dumars again with a flick of the wrist. He has 16. 11-point game. Matches the largest bulge for Detroit. Suns have led by as many as 6. Johnson on a roller to Marley. Open to Hornacek for 2.
Great place to go if you want to get some minutes.
Laimbeer at a block by West. Here comes Hornacek. Not a bad place for an education either. Marley to the hole, spins it home. Dumars for the ball fake. Now the shot. Too strong, Marley, and Kevin Johnson battled. It came down to Hornacek. Clever dribble behind the back, goes inside. Blocked by Greenwood. Chambers with a left-handed hook, though.
That's going to force Chuck into extended minutes from somebody, obviously.
In case you missed it, John Sally twisted his ankle in the second quarter. Has been taken to Pontiac Osteopathic Hospital for some x-rays. He's finished for the night. Dumars posting. Good pass, but Marley swiped it. Had the right idea. Marley just quickly came from the weak side to pilfer it. Phoenix down 5 with the ball. Greenwood with a steal. Little touche for David.
Yeah, David, a very good low post defender. That time he saw great anticipation. I tell you, he was banging Grant the other night and Pippen when he got his few minutes in there.
Oh, he is very strong and put together along the baseline.
Nice pass. Good ball movement that time by Greenwood.
Laimbeer with 14. 80-73. Billy 5 for 7 shooting. Johnson missed it. Chambers tapped it in.
Greenwood that time left Chambers as Johnson got the penetration. Chambers did what you're supposed to do. Roll to the glass when your man leaves.
5-point game. Inside 2 minutes to play now in the third. Isaiah darts inside, lost it. Here comes 2-on-1 now. Kevin Johnson with Chambers against Laimbeer. Could be a dunk. Lays it up. Chambers, and in he is fouled.
Kevin Johnson, Detroit foul number 40 for Laimbeer.
That thing was 3/4 of the way out and then came back in. Johnson with a nice little poke away. Chambers a lot of times just goes hard to the hole here with a dunk.
That's a great shot by Chambers. Laimbeer actually stopped the shot. Chambers had just enough left with the left hand to tease it up there over the rim. And they can cut it to 2 right now, and they have fought their way back. And Phoenix is in good shape right now.
Especially with the Piston foul trouble and the injury situation, depleting the front court. Chambers now has 19. 85-78. Johnson stutter step drive, a left-handed shot, and he is fouled. He is so dangerous. It's only his second field goal of this quarter.
What a huge play this was. Pistons with a stop here would have been in great shape, having one more possession. But Kevin can cut it to 4 here, and you're back in a ball game with 20 seconds to go.
Just the first foul on Isaiah Thomas. But Johnson's 3-point play gives him 27 and cuts it to 85-81. Pistons will try to work it for the final shot of the quarter.
It's big when they get the ball on the first possession, remember, of the 4th.
Chambers stepped out on Isaiah, drives around him, blocked by West. Chambers looks at the clock, has some time, throws up a 42-footer. Pistons outshot so far in the ball game 53% to 49%. 85-81 is the score to start the 4th quarter.
Chuck's still going with 3 guards, except Henderson now, of course, is one of them, instead of Dumars.
Isaiah fires and scores. He has 23. He knows he's going to have to come up big in the 4th. One of the few he'll get in his career. 5-6, Hornacek. Ball was rejected by Greenwood. Game block off the nose of Laimbeer. Isaiah wants to back Grant in if he can. Granted, 5'6". That's with high heels on. Ramos blocked the shot. Comes down with it.
David Greenwood has given them good minutes in his place.
Ramos with an ugly pass to Chambers. Marley, high post to Ramos. 4 on the shot clock. Kurt Ramos sights and hits.
Everything keys off of Kevin Johnson, as you've noticed almost this entire game.
Chambers spun and then spun inside for the 2.
There it was again. Kevin just freezing the Pistons defense.
Yeah, he really is. 87-85, 2-point game. Henderson running the point. Isaiah sitting, Dumars out there. Edwards for 2. He'll try to make it 3. Big shot.
That was. And that was all fingertip that time because Mark West came over and took his hand away from him. Watch it right here. You'll see the release right there. James with a little bit of wrist flick.
I'm telling you, that takes some strength right there.
And Laimbeer back in already. Hope he enjoyed his rest.
Yeah.
Minute and 11.
He may have been able to towel off, and that's about it. 92-86. They clear it out for Johnson against Dumars. Chambers now comes over to set a pick. Rodman switches. Pistons wanted to walk. Kevin Johnson hit it. He is 30.
Boy, is he tough.
We mentioned Philadelphia beating Chicago tonight. The 76ers have won 7 straight, and I'll tell you what, Tom, that's a team I don't think I'd want to necessarily have to mess with in the first round.
Oh, and you know, it's really funny because you look at that team and you look at the guys on their bench, you figure they can't be that good. But the starters are playing so well for them. And Charles Barkley has got some help this year, and they're taking advantage of it.
Yeah, and they beat Chicago tonight at the Spectrum.
Got a short clock, remember.
Ramos picks up Isaiah. West with a block. You see him wincing. The right eye is hurting a bit. With one eye, though, Dennis is still one of the better rebounders in basketball. Laimbeer for 3. Strokes it again. Pistons by half a dozen. 5:10 to play with the ball.
So wants to turn the corner. You can see West cheating back.
He spun, lost the ball. Isaiah. Long bomb 3. Rebound Chambers. Chambers now with 11, actually making 12 rebounds. Pistons 5 for 10 on the 3-point shooting department. Johnson penetrates and makes that bucket by Chambers.
That 2-man game again, boy, they have run that thing to death. And when Kevin gets half a step, boy, he is down that lane. And it's goodbye.
No wonder those two guys together average about 50 or 43 points a night between them. Dumars, low post, he was double. Passes inside to Edwards, down deep. Hooker doesn't go. Rebound Laimbeer. Finds Isaiah. 6-foot launch. Too strong. Laimbeer taps it in. Another rebound for Village. 97-91. Laimbeer 8 for 11 shooting. Matches his season high in rebounds with 23, and that's how many points he has, too. Kevin Johnson blocked by Bill. He's doing it all right now.
That was great rotation by Laimbeer. Johnson here off the 2-man game gets down the lane. Now watch Laimbeer. Uses the body and uses the arm.
Rodman knocked out of bounds. No foul, but the Pistons get it. Up by 6. Clock under 4 minutes. 3:50 to go.
Just need a high percentage shot here now. Work the offense. Don't be afraid to get to the line.
Isaiah picked up by West. 3-pointer. It's like he's dropping 20-foot putts with no conscience at all. 26 for Bill Laimbeer. 5 3-pointers. Trent Tucker reincarnated. Look at this.
Boy, he has nailed him tonight, has he not?
Man, 3:35 to play in the fourth, and the Pistons lead by 9. We'll be back. Chambers trying to post Rodman, didn't get it. Kevin Johnson off balance, and he fired it home. He has 32. 100-93. Still anybody's ball game, although the Pistons like the position they're in with 3:10 to play.
Yeah, they'll be using the clock now.
10 on the shot clock. Laimbeer says, why not?
He may be the player of the week right now.
He is 28. Kevin Johnson dumps to Marley, crashes inside, and draws a foul from Laimbeer. 4 on Billy.
It's a penalty situation.
I have a hunch who our post-game guest is going to be.
10 for 13 from the field tonight for Laimbeer, along with a boatload of rebounds. Couldn't hardly avoid that foul, but that's one thing the Pistons don't want to see, unless Marley is going to continue to miss them. You don't want to stop the clock right now.
2:51 left on it. And a 9-point Detroit pad.
How about pretty good defense so far? Pistons only giving up a dozen points here in the fourth.
Marley missed and followed it up. As soon as he let it go, he knew it was off. Hornacek for 3.
Wow. What a big turnaround that was. Guy misses 2 free throws. That should have just about clinched the game. They're right back in it.
Hornacek took a quick Laimbeer lesson. 102-96.
That's why coaches love Marley. Misses 2 free throws and bails you out anyway.
Good ball movement. Dumars with the stroke. No. Rebound Mark West. Climbed the ladder over Marley to get it. Phoenix can cut it to 4 here. 2:15 to play. Good defense by Isaiah. Hornacek to Marley. 10 on the shot clock. Hornacek. Double team. Bad pass. Robin with a poke away. Big turnover there by the Suns.
You equated Marley to Rodman earlier in the game, Fred. On back-to-back situations, you see why. They come up with the play out of nothing.
Isolation. Isaiah now pulls Edwards over. West on a switch. Edwards now against Kevin Johnson. Isaiah for 3 as the buzzer went off for 24 seconds. Marley beaten by Dumars. Saves it to Isaiah. Now they work the clock. 1:30 to play. Pistons with the ball and a 6-point differential. Isaiah inside. Yes! And that could do it. 104-96. Hornacek with a spin dribble and a little feathery hook. 19 for Hornacek, but his big turnover really hurt him moments ago. .110 to play. Double team near the timeline. Dumars left open. He says thank you, but he missed. Rebound Marley.
They may go for a 3 here. Got to extend the defense.
Kevin Johnson had his pocket picked, but he was fouled. Isaiah slams the ball. Be careful of a tee here. Oh my, they got it. 55 seconds to play. Now a 3-point play possibility for these guys.
It's a good call. You saw the hand right on the arm.
Yeah. So Chambers shoots to Tech. Now Johnson steps to the line for 2. All of a sudden, Suns are right back in it. If Johnson makes these 2, it would be a 3-point game. Johnson misses.
Wow. Now you got to box out. Remember the last one got away on the misses from Marley. There's a big difference between 4 and 3.
You better believe it. 104-100.
Can run it down to about 30 here. And they still have to get 2 shots to beat you.
Shot clock at 10. Isaiah with 3 on the shot clock. Lost it. Laimbeer, another 3. Rebound by West. Chambers has it. Phoenix on the run. Chambers in the open floor. Lost it. Oh, a terrible foul call. You have to be kidding. That is brutal. I mean, it was a ticky-tack little reach in from behind. That was awful. Chambers just lost the dribble. That's a bailout there. That's awful. Watch this. Chambers just, a 6'10" guy dribbled in traffic. He lost it. He just lost it himself. that's a pathetic call. Crowd saw it on the replay screen.
That's tough because the game was over right there, Fred. See if there's any reach in from Rodman right here. Oh, there's Edwards up top on the arm slightly.
I mean, that
May have been enough.
That didn't wrinkle an arm here. I mean, he just barely touched him. Chambers hit them both.
They'll probably try and play good D and then foul. Well, more foul earlier than that. That's a foul they had to give, though, Fred.
Right.
So the Pistons are still in pretty good shape.
That's where I was thinking they had 4. Laimbeer has done everything else, so he might as well clinch it at the line. Some gaudy numbers there, including 5 3-point field goals. That's one. Big shot. He got it.
One of those nights, Fred. 30 points, 23 rebounds.
That's his best game of the season, clearly.
Want to make them run some time off here.
Kevin Johnson against Dumars. Change of pace dribble, throws it up, draws the whistle. Foul Laimbeer, 16.5 seconds to play. So Johnson goes back to the stripe.
Well, I don't know how much contact there was there. I'm sure what the coaches said was, whatever you do, don't foul. We'll get a good look at it right here. Laimbeer goes up and over.
Boy, that was an appearance foul there.
Yeah, ball was gone.
Johnson again.
He's missed some big ones down the stretch.
Boy, has he. He's had a brilliant game tonight, but at crunch time here, he's come up with a couple of big misses. Dennis finds Billy. They're going to have to foul him. Eventually.
He's done a terrific job. Coach of the year, of course, last year.
Yeah, he really is. He'll eventually go to the front office full time, and Paul Westphal will take over. Uh-oh. There you go. Nothing but net.
Yeah, you won your shekels.
107-103. Hornacek for a 3-point bomb. And that'll do it. Rodman with a rebound. And the Phoenix 10-game winning streak is gonzo. A tough ball game, as we expected. Suns pushing the Pistons to the limit. And the world champs walk off the floor with a 107-103 victory. We'll be back to wrap it up after this timeout. Laimbeer with his best game of the season, scoring 31 points to match his season-high rebounds, 23. Does not include the other rebound you had at the close of the third quarter, by the way. Remember Chambers took that long shot?
Yeah.
You had the rebound to beat the buzzer. You got to talk to the scorekeeper about that.
Oh, I have to talk to him about that one.
3-point shot. I've always thought that is definitely within your range, and kind of wondered why maybe you hadn't taken more. Will we see you take more 3-pointers?
Well, it's just something that happens in the course of the game. You end up at the 3-point line. If you make one, you have confidence to take a second one. It's a low percentage shot, basically. But if you make one, you're feeling, you make a second one, you keep on going until you start missing.
It doesn't feel like you just made like 5 birdie putts out there.
Well, we needed every point we could get tonight. They played very well. Excuse me. And it was a big win for us.
You were playing as consistent in basketball. You've always been consistent. But let's face it, this year, at this stage of your career, you've got to be awfully thrilled.
Well, I'm just coming to do my job. My job is to rebound, play defense, and hit the open shot, which is basically what I'm doing all year long. I pride myself on being consistent. Every year I play basically the same minutes, get the same rebounds, same points, everything's the same. And I know my job and I do it well.
Kind of put you in the spot here, but do you think you deserve to be in the All-Star game again?
I don't even want to talk about the All-Star game. I got plans to go to Disney World with my family. And if I make it, well, that'll be a problem we'll have to encounter when we get there.
Did you get paid for that?
Money's not important. That's
I'm
the,
just kidding.
the rest is the important part.
Dumars, of course, said I'm going to Disneyland, so I just, or Disney World, whatever it was.
No, that's where we're going. My kids have been talking about it for a long time, all season long.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't able to go, they'd be real disappointed.
All right. Enjoy your performance.
Okay, thanks.